It's The Vibe with Tanya Rad and EJ, and I'm really excited to introduce our guest because you've been on The Vibe before, so welcome back, Huddy.
Hey, what's up? Thank you guys for having me back.
But last time you were here, you spoke with EJ, and now you're all mine.
Oh, yep, I'm all yours.
Yeah, so I'm very, very excited. I wanted to just, because this is my first time meeting you, I'm really fascinated because I just find your lyrics, and we're going to get into your new single, Slowly Healing, because I'm obsessed with it. But I want to talk about how you got your way into music, because I read this stat that you created like some 10,000s of TikToks at some point.
Over the course of the years, I've made quite a few TikToks.
That is wild.
Yeah.
And you transitioned from that into music.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't know that you'd necessarily had the music in you. But I know that your dad was into music, right?
My dad's really into music. Yeah, he knows how to play like every form of guitar, which is really cool. He has like all these old banjos, and yeah, he teaches ukulele class.
That's so cool. So you definitely had music in you.
Yeah, I've had music in me my whole life. I just wasn't able to really figure out what that meant. Until I got into a studio, because that's when like the creative juices started flowing. Was once I was in there for long enough to get comfortable with it. Then that's when I really realized it was for me. But you never know. You know what I mean? You don't just wake up, when you're born and just like, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
But it took me a second to figure that out when I got to LA, and I'd always wanted to do it my whole life.
And when you started doing it, did you always knew that you wanted this pop punk sound? Like, was that kind of the direction you were always going in?
Yeah, I love drums. The harder they're beat up, the more fun. And I love guitars and just live instruments. That's what makes like my music for me.
And who were some of the artists that you kind of were inspired by when you were growing up?
Honestly, I was pretty inspired by like a lot of the 2000s punk scene mostly. And growing up, I wasn't really into music until I was in high school, I would say. I was like not really sure what to do with like the $100 Apple gift card I would get given on Christmas, and so I would just go and buy like little songs. But at that time, I was actually in the country. I was in the country when I was like in 6th grade.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's so funny. I'm having a country moment right now, actually.
Yeah.
I'm like dipping my toe in it.
Full blame goes to my sister's ex-boyfriend, and yeah. So because of that, my family were really in the country for a few years. When I finally was like, stepping away from like what just my parents listened to in like middle school, then I started getting into rap, hip hop, and punk. And most of that was just like little bits of like my sister growing up with me. She would play like Avril Lavigne and All American Rejects in the car on the way to school.
I love Avril Lavigne.
Oh, dude, it's a queen.
Yeah. When I was in high school, I would like write her lyrics in my journal. Like
really?
I would literally like write them down on repeat. Yeah. I don't know if you can tell I'm very emo. I'm a very emotional kind of gal. So I really like resonate with pop punk, those, because I just feel like those lyrics are very relatable.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I honestly think that like most of the songs that have made me really feel are the ones that are in this genre. And I think that it's such a good portal to use to make people feel with music. And I don't know, there's so much to like explore with the genre. There's so much that you can do with it, It's not just one thing, which I think is cool.
Yeah. It is very there's this connection, I think. And I think with music in general, because, when you're writing about something, it's your truth, but it's a universal truth. And I think that really connects people in such a beautiful way.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about your new single, Slowly Healing, because I have mentioned before, I'm a lyrics girl. I like melodies, but I'm like such a lyrics girl. And so I wanted to just dive into the lyrics.
It's all about the lyrics.
Okay, great. Okay, I wanted to start with this one. Damn, I wish that I could trust like I did in the past. Now the damage is done and I'm broken in half. Do you feel like when you're in a relationship and the trust is broken, do you feel like once the trust is broken, you can't go back?
Fully. I think that like just through like my experience in LA, like I've gone and like come with lots of friends, and it's always like a trust barrier that like sets me apart from them. It's because as soon as I can really see how someone reacts when it comes down to like the thick of things is when you really get to know a person. And if they aren't if they're not like riding for you from the very get-go, and then you see that when that point of trust is broken, you have to take a mental note and then kind of give them space. And then from there, like, you can kind of see how that results. And most of the time, it's never get a call again.
Really?
Yeah. That's how it is.
It's interesting because like this is something I talk about this a lot because trust is, I think it's like so important in every relationship. But I think sometimes when, in this lyric, I found it so impactful because it's like I was broken in half. And when something like that happens to you, do you then bring that into your next relationship?
No, you have to.
Okay, that's good.
I think that you should pay attention to how people treat you, of course. You should never pin that on somebody else. I think you have to take each relationship, whether it's a person or someone you're fully in a relationship with, just take them for who they are, always. And yeah, I mean, trust issues are always going to be a thing.
Yeah.
So you'll always have those, but you have to try to really look past that to really figure out the person in front of you.
Right, like everything's a fresh start.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I actually saw you posted on Instagram the first time you heard Slowly Healing, like when it was done for the first time, you were on the beach in St. Bart's.
Yeah.
What a beautiful place to have that experience.
So beautiful. We were writing the song, like made the song back in like right around like September, October. And I wasn't really sure what we were going to do with it, but I just always loved the song, and I always needed that. Like my message I needed to convey was that I was healing. I also think that my fans need to know that I was healing so they could, heal from my own wounds, I guess. Like,
you were talking about that you wanted like your fans to know that you were healing, and you were talking about being in St. Bart's, hearing it.
Oh yeah. So when we were there, I had been texting because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get back in the studio in time to really give it some notes. And then I got on a phone call with the producer, and we went through some notes while I was on vacation because I was there for 2 weeks. So I couldn't get back in time.
Nice.
I couldn't get back in time to really like make any further changes on it. And so me and him were like doing it over the phone while I was on vacation. And then he sent me it, and then I played it for my friends all for the first time, and we were on the beach. It was, I don't know, it's like a core memory.
For
Honestly.
sure. I had a core memory. I went to St. Bart's too, and
Really?
I'll never forget it. It was one of the most magical places I've ever been. And so I saw that, and I was like, what a cool place to hear your song for the first time.
Yeah. And also hearing a song between demo and master is a different experience, because like once you hear like everything in like perfect tone for the first time, it's just like, wow, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy, and it makes everything louder. Like whether it's the instruments, whatever. Sometimes they'll retract them to make them like as beautiful as possible.
Yeah. So when was that when you heard it? Because you made it September, October. So when was it finished?
It was finished probably like January 1st, 2nd.
Okay, so you spent a lot of time on this song. Okay, and I wanted to get back to another lyric because I did pick up on a little change you made to one of the lyrics, because throughout the whole song you say slowly healing from the girl I adored, slowly healing from the girl I adored, and then the very last one,
oh no,
you said slowly healing from the girl I adore.
Yeah.
Does that mean you're still stuck on this girl?
No, I think that it's kind of,
but you did that intentionally.
It's a little bit of a tease.
Oh,
but
for the next song?
No, just a little bit of a tease, just to like, because we were like, how should we end this? Because we were.
I loved it, by the way. I found it very like cheeky and interesting.
When we were ringing out that last note, they're like, we want you to ring out this last note as long as possible. So we were doing, girl I adored. And then you did the D, and we were like, no. Because we dragged it out, and we were like, D doesn't make sense here. But if we said adore, that'd be crazy. And then and then we all looked at each other, we were like, yeah, put it in right now. So it was also one of those things that was not meant to be like crazy, but it happens to be there.
But has other people? I'm sure other people have picked up on that, right?
No, I don't. Honestly, I think you might be the only one.
Really?
That's picked up that I said adore, because I haven't got any tweets about that one.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So maybe we'll get our first couple.
It was one of the first things that because I think too, like I think for me when I've been listening to this song, I think like I was joking with you before we were rolling, I feel like I'm perpetually healing. Like I think we all have wounds and we all have scars from things that we've gone through, and I feel like I'm still learning from stuff that I healed 10 years ago from,
Exactly.
But there's still things that pop up. And so I just was really kind of just really honing in on these lyrics because it is so universal how we all learn from these relationships that we have in life, not just romantic relationships, professional relationships too. And that's why I asked you that trust question, because sometimes we're forced to work with people that break our trust, and you have to keep going and kind of learning how to set boundaries. Yeah. And so I just found the song really relatable in many ways. Yeah.
I think that I'm slowly healing from like 10 different things. You know what I mean? Right. Like, it's never just one thing. Like one thing that I never quite got around my head was that my like great grandma passed away. It took me like 8 months to like really understand it, I guess.
I'm sorry.
And like, it's okay. That was one of those things. And like right as I started to understand that, like boom, another one of my friends had like passed away. And then as soon as I actually wrote a song about my friend passing away. And like right after I wrote that song, another friend.
Oh my gosh, so you've dealt with a lot of grief in your life.
So it's almost like I also put sort of the 5 stages of grief. Even in the verse, I say there's 2 sides to each knife in my back. There's 5 stages. I skipped one and I went mad. First stage of grief is denial. The second one's anger. So it's kind of like not only am I grieving, but I'm like taking every situation in life and how I'm taking it and how I grieve from it, and sort of making that that metaphor in the music.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
But does it feel like when you write these songs, does it feel like a release to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the more of myself that I give away to my music, that the more of a chance I have to connect with the people,
Yeah, because it's interesting. Have you heard that quote, like, if you're not speaking it, you're storing it?
Mm-hmm.
And so in a way, like, this is your way of expressing it. You're not storing it in, you're able to get it out. And like, what a blessing.
Yeah, he's like the only person I can really get that out to is like, my therapist, my best friend, my mom. And then it's just like, oh, damn. But like, it'd be so silly if I tweeted how I was feeling. You know what I mean? But if I put it into a song,
yeah,
and it's like,
artistic.
Okay, so you understand how I'm feeling a little bit more, because I'm able to, like, the thing about music is you can make it as long as you want, and like you can explain as far as you want or as vaguely as you want. And so I love that. I love how like subjective art is.
Yeah. It's really cool. And like also how other people can make it something that it's totally not, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can hear a song and it can resonate and be something totally different than what you actually wrote it about, you know?
You could picture a story in your head that's like your own love life.
Yeah.
Going through like certain situations through just a song. Like I remember like when Sour came out by Olivia Rodrigo, everyone was just like, damn, I was pissed off about an ex I never had.
Yeah, right. It's so true though.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got that same kind of angsty pop punk energy for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I just feel like there's so much, and I think like your life is a life of an artist is very interesting because no one day is the same. You're constantly doing different things and in the studio, and maybe they're late. Ideas come to you at all times of the day. Is there something that you do every day that keeps you focused or happy, or is there like a ritual that you have every day?
I think just making sure my dog is happy makes me happy.
Dogs are we don't deserve dogs.
I know.
We don't.
But I have a crazy little gremlin, named Lucario, and
What kind of dog?
he's a Merle Pomeranian. So he's gray, he's tan, and he's black. Like it's crazy. He's like these different shades of gray too. It's cool.
Does he have an attitude?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He has a mind of its own. He's a little diva.
Yeah, Pomeranians can be a little.
He's my ritual. As long as he's good, I'm good.
Oh, that's so nice. It's nice that you have that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same way about my dog. Like I'm like, I look at her and I'm like, how do you? I'm just so grateful. That's really sweet. Okay, and I want to know, what else are you working on musically? What's coming up for you in the future?
I have a lot of music rolling out this year, and I'm trying to figure out how I can keep going on to a single run and then see where I can go from there, whether it's a project or more singles.
What's the benefit of just releasing singles?
A benefit of just releasing singles is like with an album, people have to go out of their way because you're promoting an album and not just a single. So it's not like they're just hearing whatever they're hearing on social media. And it's like, oh, okay, so this is the one song you're promoting. But if you're consecutively releasing singles, people start to get into the rhythm that you're dropping constantly. But when it's an album, it's like, boom, here's the plate of food. You know what I mean? People like servings. People, that's why there's courses with meals.
True.
People want like the slow burn, they want the build up, and I think that that all kind of falls into play when taking into consideration like putting out anything, honestly.
So you're not sure. You're still kind of deciding what you want to do.
Still deciding what I want to do, but to start off the year, I'm doing a single run.
Got it. I appreciate that though. I get what you're saying, because sometimes, you get an album, you don't know where to like focus your energy on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's like nice. Like I just want to hear from the artist. Okay, I want you to hear this one, and then I want you to hear this one, and then you can listen to them all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like sometimes I'll go in the car and I'll listen to them in the order that I want to release my single tracks, and I'll be like, yeah, like it's interesting how they kind of bend and twist.
So do you know what's following this single, Slowly Healing?
Oh yeah, and the one after that, and after that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Do you want to share?
No.
No.
My team would kill me.
Oh, there's a plan for it all.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, a strategic plan. Okay, fine, fair enough.
A couple collaborations,
Oh, wow.
A little something there.
Anyone you want to share?
There's one that wouldn't surprise you. I'll tell you that much.
Oh.
Yeah. Someone I'm friends with.
Oh.
This is as much as I can say.
All right. Well, it was really just such a joy to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time and being here. And I hope to see you again soon. It's very, very soon.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys. This was a great interview.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me back. Bye, you guys.